One of the greatest gifts promised in paradise is the gift of eternal companionship. In this world, every bond we cherish is fragile. No matter how deeply two people love each other, they are constantly tested. Misunderstandings arise, distance grows, responsibilities weigh heavy, and at times, even the strongest love is shaken by trials. And then there is the biggest separation of all, death. No matter how tightly we hold on to someone, one day this world forces us to let go. But Jannah is not like this world. Paradise is a place where no one has to say goodbye. In Jannah, a husband and wife who believe together, prayed together, and faced the struggles of this life with patience will be reunited in a companionship that is everlasting. There, they will never fear losing each other. They will never experience jealousy, pain, or distance. Their bond will not only last forever, but it will grow stronger with every moment. Allah tells us in the Quran that the people of paradise will enter along with their spouses, honored and welcomed. They will be reclining on thrones, facing one another with joy and contentment. Just picture that scene. No frown, no worry, no argument. Only pure happiness reflected on their faces. Their love will be untouched by time, because time itself will not exist as it does here. Imagine walking through gardens so lush and green, with rivers flowing gently beneath. Imagine the fragrance of flowers that never fade, the sound of water that never dries, and the sky that never darkens. Now imagine walking through this beauty hand in hand with the one you love, knowing with certainty that this moment will never end. You will never wake up from it. You will never fear tomorrow, because tomorrow will always bring more joy than today. Think of the peace of sitting side by side on thrones, gazing at each other with hearts full of gratitude. Every glance will increase love. Every smile will carry more sweetness than the last, and every word spoken will bring comfort. In this world, couples worry about aging, about sickness, about financial struggles, about disagreements. But in Jannah, there is no sickness, no hardship, no fading beauty. Couples will remain forever young, forever radiant, forever in love. The love of Jannah is unlike the love of this world. Here, love often demands sacrifice, patience, and endurance. Here, love sometimes comes with tears and heartbreak. But in Jannah, love is pure gift from Allah, free from trials, free from pain, free from fear. It is a love that grows endlessly, a companionship that has no ending. Imagine never having to wonder if you will lose the person you love. Imagine never having to explain your feelings, never having to heal from hurt, never having to mend a broken heart. In Jannah, hearts will never break. They will only be filled with peace, contentment, and a closeness that grows deeper and sweeter forever. This is the eternal companionship that awaits the believers, a story of love without endings, a journey together without distance, a life where husband and wife walk side by side, forever, under the mercy of Allah. One of the greatest struggles of life in this world is the feelings we carry in our hearts. Even in the most beautiful relationships, emotions like jealousy, insecurity, or sadness sometimes creep in. A wife may fear losing her husband's attention, a husband may feel neglected, and both may carry wounds from words spoken in anger. Sometimes love is pure, but the pain of misunderstandings makes it heavy. And beyond this, every heart carries sorrow, the fear of losing loved ones, the weight of disappointments, or the memories of times when happiness was taken away. But Jannah is not a place for such feelings. Allah has promised that He will remove every trace of jealousy, bitterness, and sorrow from the hearts of the people of paradise. Imagine what that means. No envy, no hurt, no grudges, no scars from the past. Every heart will be cleansed, pure, and filled only with peace. Think about it. In this world, even when we love deeply, jealousy sometimes rises. In paradise, it will never exist. A wife will not feel insecure. A husband will not feel neglected. No one will compare themselves to anyone else, because Allah will fill every soul completely with joy. No heart will ever feel less. Everyone will feel whole, satisfied, and honored. And as for sorrow, this world is full of it. People cry silently over broken relationships, over lost loved ones, over missed opportunities. Even the happiest of homes carry moments of sadness. But Jannah is the home where no tear will ever fall again. Allah says in the Quran that the people of paradise will be safe from fear and free from grief. Imagine living a life where sadness has been erased forever, where there is no mourning, no separation, no loneliness. Picture yourself in that moment, walking into Jannah, leaving behind every memory that once caused you pain. The heart that once carried heaviness will feel lighter than air. The mind that once worried about tomorrow will rest in perfect peace. And when you look around, you will see faces glowing with happiness, families reunited, loved ones smiling with no shadow of grief in their eyes. In paradise, couples will never hurt each other, never argue, never say a word they regret. Their love will be pure, their companionship free from every human flaw. Imagine sitting with your spouse in a palace of light, laughter echoing through the halls, never once feeling threatened, insecure, or unloved. That is the kind of love that Allah has prepared, a love with no cracks, no wounds, no shadows. And the beauty is, this peace will not just be between husband and wife. It will be the atmosphere of the entire paradise. Everyone you meet will have a heart free of envy. No one will feel higher or lower. No one will feel left out. It will be a community of believers living in eternal harmony, where every soul is perfectly content. This is why Jannah is called the home of peace. It is the place where the heart finally rests, where every insecurity disappears, and where love exists without jealousy, without sorrow, without end. In this world, beauty fades. No matter how handsome a man is, no matter how graceful a woman is, time changes everything. Faces wrinkle, hair turns gray, energy slows down, and sometimes even love is tested when outward beauty begins to wither. People spend fortunes on creams, treatments, and clothes, trying to preserve what cannot be preserved. But in Jannah, beauty does not fade, it only increases. Every husband and every wife will be given a form more radiant, more youthful, more perfect than they ever imagined. Allah promises that the people of paradise will be in a state of everlasting youth. They will never grow old, never fall sick, and never lose their glow. Imagine seeing your spouse in paradise for the first time. Recognizable, yet so much more beautiful than you ever knew. Their face will shine with light, their smile will never fade, and their presence will fill your heart with joy. And the most beautiful part? Every time you look at them, you will find them more attractive than the last time. Love and beauty in paradise do not reach a peak. They keep rising endlessly. Allah tells us in the Quran that the people of paradise will be clothed in garments of silk and adorned with jewels of gold and silver. Just picture it. Your spouse dressed in the finest clothing, more elegant than the kings and queens of this world, yet their beauty is not just in their clothing or adornment. It radiates from within them, from the purity of their heart and the light of their faith. In this world, couples often fear losing charm. They ask themselves, will he still love me when I'm older? Or will she still find me beautiful when I change? But in Jannah, there is no such fear. Every husband will see his wife as the most beautiful woman in existence. Every wife will see her husband as the most handsome man in creation. Their eyes will not wander. Their hearts will not compare. Their love will be exclusive, intense, and unending. Think about it. How many times in this world have you looked at someone you love and wished to freeze that moment, that image of them, forever? In Jannah, every moment is frozen in perfection. Youth never fades. Strength never weakens. Beauty never declines. And it is not just outward beauty. In paradise, the heart and soul themselves will be beautified. No anger, no bitterness, no flaws of character. Only kindness, gentleness, and purity. So when a husband looks at his wife, he does not just see her outward glow, he sees a heart free of every flaw. When a wife looks at her husband, She sees a man whose character is as radiant as his face. This is the promise of Allah, that in Jannah, your spouse will not only be yours forever, but will be the most beautiful version of themselves, inside and out. A beauty untouched by age, a love untouched by time, a companionship untouched by imperfection. One of the promises Allah has made for the believers in Jannah is the gift of pure and perfect companionship. In paradise, Allah will grant spouses who are untouched, untainted, and flawless in every way. They are often described as being in a state of everlasting youth, radiant in beauty and pure in character. Now, when we hear about the virgin women of paradise, it is not simply about physical beauty. It is about purity, freshness, and perfection that never fades. They will be created specially by Allah, untouched by the flaws of this world, free from any imperfection, free from jealousy, and full of love. Every believer will find in them a companion who brings only joy, peace, and comfort. But this raises a question in the hearts of many women. What about us? What about the believing wives of this world? How will we compare? The truth is, the believing women of this world, those who prayed, struggled, and stayed faithful to Allah, will be far more honored and far more beautiful in paradise than even these pure companions. Their beauty will outshine everything else because they carried faith in their hearts, patience in their souls, and loyalty in their lives. Imagine a believing woman entering Jannah. Allah will restore her in the most perfect form, forever youthful, forever radiant, her heart free from sorrow. Her husband will see her and find her more beautiful than he ever imagined. No comparison will exist, no rivalry, no jealousy. Allah will remove all negative feelings, so love in paradise will be pure, free from pain, free from insecurity. For the men, Allah will grant companions who are pure, graceful, and eternally young. For the women, Allah will grant husbands of equal perfection, handsome, strong, pure in heart, and devoted only to them. Everyone in Jannah will be given exactly what their soul desires. No one will feel left out, no one will feel less, and no one will feel incomplete. The virgin women of paradise are a gift from Allah to the believing men, but the believing women of this world are a greater treasure, raised above in rank and honor. Paradise is not about competition, it is about fulfillment. Every man and every woman will feel completely satisfied, completely happy, and completely loved. So when we think of this promise, we should remember, it is not about comparing one to another, but about understanding the mercy of Allah. In this world, many hearts were broken, many lives were tested, many women and men carried wounds that no one saw. In paradise, Allah heals all of it. He creates a world where no one feels less, no one feels forgotten, and every soul is blessed with companions of unmatched beauty, purity, and eternal love. This world is not always kind to women. Many women lose the love of their lives through death, becoming widows at an age when their hearts still long for companionship. Others experience the heartbreak of divorce, sometimes through no fault of their own, carrying wounds that are deep and silent. Society may look at them with pity, or worse, with judgment. They may feel forgotten, unseen, or unloved. But Allah is the most merciful, and He never forgets His servants. In paradise, no pain will remain, no wound will stay unhealed. The women who endured loss, betrayal, or loneliness in this world will be honored and fulfilled in ways beyond imagination. For the widows who lost their beloved husbands in this world, Allah will reunite them in Jannah if both were believers. Imagine that reunion. After years of waiting, after countless tears shed in silence, she walks into paradise and finds him there, young, radiant, smiling, welcoming her with a love that will never be taken away again. Death separated them here, but in Jannah, there is no death. Their companionship will be eternal. And for those who face divorce, for those whose marriages broke under the weight of trials, for those who suffered betrayal or neglect, Allah will give them better. In Jannah, they will not carry the scars of their past. They will not be left alone. They will be given righteous, beautiful, and loving husbands who will treat them with honor and devotion. Their new companions will be perfectly suited to their hearts, chosen for them by Allah Himself. We must remember, Jannah is the home of complete justice and complete mercy. No one will feel cheated, no one will feel forgotten, no one will feel less. Every woman who entered Jannah will be given a spouse who makes her heart completely satisfied. Whether she was never married, or married once, or many times, or lost her beloved to death, her story in paradise will end in happiness. Allah says in the Quran that in Jannah, the people will have whatever their souls desire and whatever their eyes delight in. That includes companionship. So the widow will not remain lonely. The divorcee will not carry old wounds. The unmarried will not remain incomplete. Every heart will find its perfect match, every soul its eternal companion. Just imagine women who spent nights crying into their pillows in this world, who carried silent grief, who bore loneliness with patience. On the day of judgment, Allah will honor them, clothe them in beauty, and grant them a life where no tear ever falls again. Their husbands in Jannah will love them with a love that has no betrayal, no neglect, and no end. Paradise is the place where broken hearts are mended forever. And for widows and divorcees, it is the home where they will finally taste a love that is pure, everlasting, and untouched by the sorrows of this world. One of the greatest gifts of paradise is not just the palaces, rivers, or gardens. It is the company. Allah has promised that those who believed will enter Jannah together with their loved ones. Families will not be scattered. Friends who walked on the same path of faith will be reunited. Husbands and wives, parents and children, brothers and sisters, all gathered once again, never to be separated. In this world, even the happiest of families carry a shadow in their hearts. What if we are separated one day? What if we lose someone we love? And eventually, that shadow becomes reality. Death takes away the father. Illness snatches the mother. Distance scatters the siblings. Friends who once laughed together drift apart with time. This is the nature of dunya. It does not allow permanence. But in Jannah, there is no separation. Allah tells us in the Quran that the people of paradise will be admitted with their families and that He will unite them, raising the children to the level of their righteous parents so they can be together forever. Just imagine that mercy. No one will be left behind if they believed. The joy of Jannah is not solitary. It is shared. Picture the moment, entering through the gates of paradise and finding not just your spouse, but your entire family waiting for you. Loved ones who passed away years ago are standing there, youthful, glowing, smiling, calling out your name. Friends you once prayed with, laughed with, cried with, they are there too. The reunion will be sweeter than words can describe. There will be no goodbyes anymore, only forever. And within this circle of love, spouses will be at the heart. Husbands and wives who walked the journey of life with faith, even through struggles, will now walk together into eternal gardens. No arguments, no stress, no misunderstandings, only love that grows stronger each day. They will sit together on thrones, facing one another, with children and grandchildren gathered around, in an atmosphere of peace and joy that never ends. Even beyond family, believers will be surrounded by a community of righteous souls. Imagine sitting in the company of prophets, martyrs, and the most sincere friends of Allah, sharing stories, laughter, and endless peace. There will be no jealousy, no pride, no feeling of being less. Everyone will be honored. Everyone will feel loved. This is the meaning of believers together. Jannah is not a lonely palace. It is a home filled with all the people your heart missed, and even more. In this world, we are torn apart. In paradise, Allah gathers us again, forever. In this world, love is fragile because time changes everything. The hair that was once black turns white. The face that once glowed begins to wrinkle. The body that was once strong grows weak. And with every passing year, couples are reminded that youth does not last forever. Some grow old together, while others are separated by death before they can. But in Jannah, time does not exist the way we know it. There is no aging, no fading, no decline. Allah has promised that the people of paradise will be in a state of everlasting youth. Every husband and wife will be restored to their most perfect form, radiating beauty, strength, and vitality forever. Imagine looking at your spouse in Jannah. No lines on their face, no weariness in their eyes, no weight of stress on their shoulders. Instead, eternal youth, eternal health, eternal light. And the most beautiful part? Every time you look at them, your love will grow deeper, not weaker. There will be no routine, no boredom, no decline. Love in paradise only increases with every glance, every word, every moment shared. Think of couples in this world who start their marriage with passion, but over the years, the spark seems to dim. Responsibilities, stress, and trials often overshadow romance. But in Jannah, there are no bills to pay, no illnesses to worry about, no arguments to weigh down the heart. Every day is like the first day of love, except sweeter, stronger, and endless. Allah tells us that the people of paradise will recline on couches facing one another, smiling, in perfect harmony. That is the image of love in Jannah. No one turning away, no one distracted, no one burdened. Just hearts connected forever. Imagine walking hand in hand through gardens, with rivers flowing beneath your feet. Imagine laughing together, exploring palaces of light, sharing meals that never cause hunger or tiredness, and never fearing that it will end. Every moment will be young, fresh, and full of joy. This is the promise of Allah. Endless youth, endless beauty, endless love. Couples will never worry about time slipping away. They will never watch one another grow old or weak. Instead, they will remain forever at the peak of youth, forever in love, forever together, living a story with no ending. In this world, marriage is often limited by trials, jealousy, unfairness, or misunderstandings. Even where polygamy is practiced, it comes with struggles of the heart and challenges that are difficult for both men and women. But paradise is not like this world. In Jannah, Allah promises believing men companions beyond imagination, wives from this world if they were believers, and also pure companions created especially for them. But here lies the difference. In Jannah, there will be no jealousy, no sorrow, and no pain. A believing wife of this world, who prayed, endured, and stayed faithful to Allah, will be honored far above any other. She will be clothed in beauty greater than anyone else, her radiance outshining even the companions of paradise. Her husband will see her as the most beautiful of all, and his heart will never turn away. The multiple wives of paradise are not like the struggles of polygamy on earth. They are not rivals. They are not a source of hurt. Allah will remove every trace of jealousy from the hearts of the women in Jannah. There, no woman will feel less and no man will be unfair. Every wife will feel perfectly loved, completely fulfilled, and eternally honored. Allah's mercy is perfect. For men, He promises multiple companions, reflecting the vastness of His generosity. For women, He promises perfection in their husbands, handsome, pure, loving, and devoted only to them. No one will feel left out. No one will feel insecure. Every soul will be content because Allah Himself will satisfy their hearts. Think of it like this. Jannah is a place where every desire is fulfilled, but in a way that causes no harm, no sadness, and no competition. A man's heart will expand in ways we cannot imagine, able to love without division, without neglect, without injustice. And a woman's heart will be filled so completely with love and satisfaction that she will never feel jealousy, fear, or comparison. So when we hear about multiple wives in Jannah, we should not imagine it in the limited way we understand it in this world. We should see it as part of Allah's perfection. Men will be honored. Women will be honored. Love will be abundant. And every believer, man or woman, will feel whole, satisfied, and overflowing with joy. In this world, many women live with unspoken questions in their hearts. Will I be happy in Jannah? Will I have a husband who loves me completely? What if my husband is promised other companions? Will I be forgotten? What if I never married in this life? Will I be left alone? These are natural questions, born from the trials and pains that women often endure. But Allah is the most just, the most merciful. In paradise, every woman will be completely satisfied. Not a trace of sorrow, insecurity, or loneliness will remain. Allah himself promises that the people of Jannah will have whatever their souls desire and whatever their eyes delight in. That means every woman will receive exactly what her heart longs for, nothing less, nothing incomplete. For the believing wife who struggled in this world, her patience will be crowned with honor. Her beauty will be restored in a way far beyond imagination, her radiance greater than any other. Her husband will look at her and see her as the most beautiful woman in existence, his love only for her, his heart fully devoted. She will never feel neglected, never feel less, never feel compared. For the woman who has never married, or who lost her husband, or who faced the pain of divorce, Allah will bless her with a spouse of paradise, pure, handsome, righteous, and perfectly suited to her heart. He will love her with a love that never fades, never betrays, and never breaks. And most importantly, Allah will remove jealousy from every heart. No woman will feel hurt. No woman will feel insecure. In this world, love often comes with fear. Fear of being left out. Fear of not being enough. In Jannah, there is no such fear. Every woman will feel whole, deeply loved, and perfectly satisfied. Just imagine that peace, no comparisons, no rivalry, no scars from the past. A woman who once cried in loneliness will laugh endlessly. A woman who once felt unworthy will be clothed in beauty and honor. A woman who once feared being forgotten will be cherished forever. In paradise, women's satisfaction is not an afterthought. It is Allah's promise. Every believing woman will step into a life where her heart finally rests, where her desires are fulfilled, and where her happiness is endless. This world, no matter how beautiful, is never perfect. Every joy here comes with a shadow. Every love here comes with fear. Every comfort here carries a trace of pain. Even in the happiest homes, there are worries, illness, aging, misunderstandings, financial struggles, and the constant reality of death. Life here is a mixture of sweet and bitter, never lasting, never whole. But Jannah is different. Paradise is the life of perfection, where every flaw is erased, every wound is healed, and every longing is fulfilled. In Jannah, there will be no hunger, no thirst, no fatigue. No sickness will ever touch the body, no sadness will ever weigh on the heart, and no death will ever part loved ones again. Imagine a place where you never feel tired, where you never fall ill, where your face always shines with youth and your heart always glows with peace. Imagine eating the most delicious food, yet never feeling heavy, drinking from rivers of milk, honey, and wine, yet never feeling sick, walking through endless gardens without ever growing weary. This is the perfection Allah has promised. For couples, this perfection means love without end. A husband and wife in Jannah will never argue, never hurt one another, never feel bored or distant. Their love will only deepen with time, except there is no time in paradise. It is eternity. Their companionship will be pure, their hearts free from jealousy, their souls joined in harmony. For families, perfection means reunion. Parents and children, brothers and sisters, friends and companions, all gathered again, smiling together, with no fear of being separated. Every moment spent together will be sweeter than the last, and the joy will never be interrupted by death or distance. And for every believer, this life of perfection means living in palaces beyond imagination, clothed in garments of silk, crowned with honor, surrounded by peace. The air itself will carry fragrance, the ground will sparkle like pearls, and every glance will reveal beauty greater than before. Above all, the perfection of Jannah lies in the nearness to Allah. To see Him, to feel His mercy surrounding you, to know that this home is forever, that is the greatest joy of all. No fear, no sorrow, no end. Only perfection, Only peace, only eternal happiness.